Todd Hutchings.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us. Where are you at?
We are in Warsaw, Poland.
How'd-
1 hour away from weigh-ins.
How'd you get to this point? How are you here in Poland? What happened?
That I had heard Chad Silvers was going to come with Travis, and Chad said he didn't want to go, so I agreed I would go. I said I'd go at 189, if Chad wasn't going, and that was all about a month, 6 weeks ago. So that was it.
So it's Friday. What time is it?
It's 5 o'clock Polish time, whatever that is.
So what time is your body on?
Right now it's like 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
So did you work Thursday before you flew out here?
No, I took Thursday off.
So what have you done to prepare for this trip? But talk to us. What was the last arm wrestling you did?
Connecticut, as seen on Arm TV. The Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan Sun was the last place you've been.
When was the AAA Nationals?
That was before that.
That was way before that. That was like in May, yeah. So it was like Chehalis and the Mohegan Sun, those back-to-back tournaments.
And so what have you been doing since Mohegan till today?
Just training with Team South Carolina.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Training hard. Has it been difficult for you to maintain the 189 weight?
I dropped 10 pounds in the last 6 weeks, so I was able to get that. I've been at 192, 193 for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and I'm right now sitting at 189 and change. I brought a scale. The hotel has a scale. I disagree a little bit. My scale says I weigh 85.5 kilos. Their scale says I weigh 86.1 kilos.
You brought a scale?
I bring a scale every time. Everywhere I go, I bring my own scale.
Really?
Yes, and it's my scale weighs 1 pound heavy over Leonard Harkless's scale. So as long as I'm a pound, as long as I'm dead on my scale, I'll weigh a pound light on Leonard's scales.
Do you know any of your competition here in Europe?
Oh yes, there's Rustam Babayev, Stoyan. I'm probably mispronouncing their names. Stoyan Golimanov. There's this Russian. I can't even. Shakalov, Tamarad. I can't even pronounce the Russian name. And then Andreas Rundström out of Sweden.
And have you pulled any of these guys before?
No, I haven't pulled anybody that wasn't born in America.
Really?
I pulled Charlie Manel and Eric Roos and the Canadian in Vegas, but I haven't pulled. That was about the only 2 people I've ever pulled that weren't actually born in America.
So, how did you prepare for this trip mentally?
I just doing what Matt and Chad at Team South Carolina tell me to do. Yeah, the hotel picked me and John up.
Okay. So you found out he was coming. Did you know he was not going to be in your weight class?
Originally, I wanted to go 189 because I thought John was pulling 209s. Then I heard John wasn't coming. And then, like, 48 hours ago, I heard John was pulling heavies. And John's big. I saw him and he's wearing a jacket, but John's got a big old Hereford bull neck on him today.
Really? So
John's big.
He's obviously looks different from Mohegan or Chehalis.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger. He's wearing a jacket because it's kind of cold here. It was like 32 degrees, but his head and his neck are big.
Is that intimidating to see John? I mean, if John, how dominant he was before, how intimidating is that to look at him 20 pounds bigger?
Well, he's still 20 or 30 pounds smaller than all the other guys he's going to be pulling. So, I mean, it's a big John, but it's not a big man. You know what I'm saying?
After you weigh in, what are you going to do?
Put on about 10 pounds.
So you're going to eat?
Now I'm going to eat pretty much steady for the next 18 hours.
Is there a certain thing you should eat, or you like
I've
to
just
eat?
eaten all balanced foods.
And you brought your own, or you going?
I brought a lot of my own food, but I'll hit the restaurant. I didn't know what to expect in Warsaw, and so I wasn't going to get stuck here and nothing to eat. So I brought enough food that even if I don't go to a restaurant, I got plenty in the hotel.
Wow. So it's
all stacked up over there.
What kind of food would you bring?
A lot of fruit juices, a lot of vegetable juices, a lot of pasta, nacho chips, Pedialyte.
Really?
Then I went down. I walked down the street and I bought some salsa. I think it's salsa. I don't know. It's all in Polish. I really can't tell. I think I bought some orange juice, but then again, it might be orange pop. I can't tell that either. It's all it's all printed in Polish language.
How did your team treat you while you were training to go? Or what kind of support were they giving you?
Oh, there's a lot of support down there. They're all behind me. That's never in question. Gatorade. I cannot find Gatorade in Poland.
There's no Gatorade in Poland?
I don't know. There's no Gatorade within 2 blocks of this hotel. Grape juice. This is Polish. I think this is Polish grapefruit juice.
Oh, so you just bought that?
I bought this. I'm hoping this is... It looks like blueberry juice, doesn't it? I thought it was grape juice when I bought it, but now I'm thinking that looks like blueberry juice. I can't really tell what it really is, but it's got 11.6 grams of OK, if you can read that. So that must be all right. Tomato juice. I'm taking this to be tomato juice. I don't really know what that is. Red grapefruit juice.
What are some of the grocery prices here?
Hell, I don't know, man. This is what I bought. I don't know how it converts either. I bought these 5 things, and it was $24.70. So I gave a $50 Polish bill, and got changed. But to be honest, I don't really know how much.
I haven't seen Polish money yet.
This is Polish money. I changed over some Polish money at the airport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I spent 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. So $200 buys like 600 Polish dollars. But now when you go back to the airport, 600 Polish dollars is probably going to buy about 125 American dollars. So I think you'll lose money both ways. You can't. Your credit card's no damn good in Germany. They only take cash. And if you're over there in Germany with no German money, euros, you just don't buy nothing.
Really? Okay, tell me about the Liquilite.
Pedialyte. That's because I'm dehydrated really bad. And this is what they give little babies to rehydrate them.
So that helps.
I believe it helps. I don't know if it helps.
Sardines?
No, I just like sardines. Can of pineapples. Can of yams. Can of corn. I thought the Hyatt Regency Hotel and Casino in Warsaw would have a freaking microwave in the room. No. So I'm eating a lot of this stuff cold tonight because there's no microwave in here. Green beans. Can't go back to ramen noodle soup.
Oh, you good. So won't even look at that.
0.1 kilo. That's half a pound.
Oh, fuck, we just need to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at 3 o'clock. I went down there at 3 o'clock to wait in, so I've just been waiting from 3 till 6.
No one talked to Igor?
No, they tried to call Igor. They couldn't.
I could have made 209 if you guys would have had an official weigh-in. I think the day of the weigh-ins, I was probably about 215. I was probably 97. He was... and it ain't that strong. I got a lower market.
Hey, if you were in Reno, you'd pull 4 classes.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I was in
easy.
Reno, I'd pull 6 classes.
Easy 4 classes. Easy. And you don't think he could take 4 classes?
With Bath, Barbosa, shit, it'd be cakewalk. For 2. He can only win if both right-handed. He can win both right-handed. He could come in second left-handed. A couple of them. He'll be changing his tune when I'm wearing his belt, his left-handed belt.
What?
If he got me in a hook, it would take him 5 minutes to beat me though. No, you're not going top roll. I mean, you were sloppy against Jacob Abbott trying to top roll him. Come on, run. What?
I ain't got nothing with that.
Crush that.
Yeah.
Okay, for smoking or not smoking?
Non-smoking.
Okay.
I just want to know, so this is the benefits of being heavies, is you don't have to worry about weigh-ins. But Todd Hutchings is not enjoying dinner.
Yeah, I think
He's back here starving.
what does he have? 2 more hours left? 3 more hours?
2 more hours.
Probably should have waited for him, but screw him.
I'll eat with him.
Again, yeah.
But I don't think that, you know, the only person I think can have it, and I don't even think Eric has a chance if the referee doesn't let him, you know, as he's saying ready. Because I'm telling you, that motherfucker drops his ass. His fucking index finger comes 3 inches higher, and he just swallows your hand.
Eric's not that tough either.
Because I could just, but if I was my hook was as strong as yours, I'd beat him in the hook.
Why would Vovoda get out of the sport of arm wrestling?
You got a better opportunity to make money.
So,
And it probably not fun when you're a 190-pound human being and all of a sudden you got to gain 75 pounds to win. You know, he looked like he's uncomfortable last year anyway, walking around like a fucking... Like he looked chubby when he ain't got no... Motherfucker ain't never seen a chubby day.
why was there this big American team push last year? Everyone all getting a big team, and then this year there was none of that.
Travis was in charge. Travis was in charge to get the team together, and he kind of blew it.
I don't like bringing... Look at the camera. I don't like bringing people over here that get smashed. So we brought 3 people who we feel are the 3 best in the fucking world at their respective weight classes. We brought them over here. The only thing this team could have been better if he was 209 or Ron was here and was doing the 209. Oh. That was after Harley?
That was about a year after Harley.
All right, so somewhere in there. But we didn't, and I remember going out to that Brzenk Classic and you saying, oh, did you bring anybody strong with you? And that was the first time that I was like, he's cool. This'll work. I think that was it.
You met him at the Harley pole?
Yeah, he matched
First
me.
time.
Left hand.
Left hand.
What
That
year?
was the best class I've ever been in.
That was good.
That 199 and over.
I think it was the first year, 2000.
No, 2001. I didn't go to the first one.
You won.
Oh, okay, 2001.
And he beat you left-handed?
Yeah.
In 2000?
I was a nobody back then. I'm gonna be somebody here shortly, left-handed. I'm gonna take the heavyweight PAL belt.
Ron Bath was in that class. Eric Rafael was in that class. Marcio
I beat Marcio that
Christian
day,
Benny, Dan Victor, Travis Bagent, John Brzenk. Plus Earl Wilson.
I beat Earl Wilson that day.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
How come we don't have Harley
And you almost had Dan. I mean, you fought Dan over and you started losing your hand.
How come we don't have Harley poles anymore?
Mike Bowen just said it's too much. It's just hard to raise that money.
I think he could raise some money. I think he's just been out maneuvered by other tournaments. Every time he wants to run the tournament, there's something else coming up around that time. So I bet he'll run it again.
Yeah, he definitely says he's frustrated.
I think Bill Collins is talking about running something. But
He did it last year. He did that California Harley.
He didn't give away the Harley last year.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Well, I mean,
This year, not this year.
who? Oh, okay. Last year he did.
Last year he did.
Yeah, Mike Slash and Eric Rafael split it. 3,000 each.
Okay, so give me some predictions for tomorrow, Travis Bagent.
I will definitely 100% win the heavyweights, and as long as it's in a timely fashion, I shouldn't have no problem in the overall either. But if this motherfucker runs this tournament for 18 hours, you could see me slip down to 10th or 12th in the overall.
Do they run how long do these
One
tournaments
table.
run?
They announce every single guy. It's got a 40-foot runway every fucking match.
Every match?
The only good thing is they run one class at a time, all the way down.
are you gonna be able to bounce back? Arm wrestling hard in the afternoon and then
Well, that's the
6
thing.
hours and then coming back?
Nah, I don't think I can do that.
I don't think I can either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do
I'll
that.
be sore.
Your predictions, John Brzenk.
It's going to depend on the draw. I got to stay fresh too. I mean, depending on who I pull first, second, third match, I'm going to need some help. I'm hoping that either Ferret or Samarenko or Travis, one of those guys is going to have to pull ech other before they
The
pull
goal
me.
for us would be for us to meet in the finals of the heavyweights, both of us beating one of the other 2 guys, and then us not pulling, but them fucking pulling.
I think that would be the smart thing to do.
Oh, I won't pull. I mean, I'm gonna tell you to take the loss. I'm gonna tell you to take the loss. If you don't, then I'm taking
I'll be fair. I'll flip a coin for it.
I flipped the coin with Matt Gardner last year. I won, and he was like, nah, I'm like that.
Nah, that's bullshit.
He said, oh, we'll just see how it goes now. I was like, oh, piece of shit.
I won't do that to you. I think, to be honest with you, I thought about this a little bit. I think this is stuff that, you know, unless it turns out really good, I don't want you to actually put it on ARM TV. So I have final editing rights to this.
That turns out good.
But if you pull something,
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to, whoever's in the finals with me in the heavyweights, I'm ready to flip a coin with him. And be like, listen, we'll split. I mean, I'm ready to split the money with you no matter what happens. Right. All weekend.
for the weight class.
Anything. All weekend. Overall, anything. One of us gets a fucking arm injury, first match. The other guy has to split half his money at the end of the day.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely cool with that.
I'm here for one thing. Bring that big cup on the airplane.
Yeah, it's the only thing. And I wouldn't even have pulled in the regular class, but he made that rule. But I think it's going to be hard not to make the Final Four.
What rule?
Well, last year, all you had to do was participate in the class, and then you could pull in the overall. This year, you got to get top 4 in the class to make it to the overall. So you have to arm wrestle.
Try to submit that.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely do that.
At the end of the day, mate, you get to run into Mr. Severenko a few days earlier, testing ground.
Yeah, why not test him out?
Feeling good?
Are you pulling too, or just chill?
No, but look at this. Check this out. I got the free ball after the match. As soon as I tried to straighten my arm, it was like somebody sticking a dagger in the back of my arm. And I was sort of running away from it. And they said something went there. The ref heard it. He heard it. Said something definitely went in your arm. And I was like, oh no, I'm okay. And I went into the final match. As soon as I closed my hand on the grip, I was like, whoa, no way. I went home and I went for an MRI scan. Back to the hospital, and I said, look, this is getting worse. It was to the stage, but when I was washing my hair, it was just going. What time was it? So I went to the guy and he said, your anterior ligament's gone now as well. So that's so here I am. We'll see, won't we?
So what would they do?
I've had all 3 ligaments replaced. I'm actually a bit of a freak. The guy that came over, a guy called Caminane, he's an American guy from a place called Rochester, USA.
Well, if you want something done right, you better get an American
guy doing it. But I hope he's done a good job, because I'm a guinea pig. I am a walking fat guinea pig.
So what 3 ligaments?
The anterior, posterior, and what they call the collateral ligament is the main one in the middle.
Where they pull these from?
Well,
your ass.
Didn't anybody tell you that unless you're from the Eastern Bloc, you don't hold on, and you just take your loss? Once they get you off center, you just take the loss.
Let me tell you, this is it. In fact, on ARM TV, you'll have to put this on as an exclusive. Do you know all that crap they tell you about when you're arm wrestling? It's just you at the table, nobody else. Well, that's bollocks, because every time I go up there, it's me and Dead Frank. Because I've got a few ligaments in here that aren't my own. I don't know who they are, but they've done a plating experiment on my ligaments, which is quite unusual, because my old ligaments were extraordinarily thick. They told me the collateral ligaments might rip the bone out. It's good to see you, man. They've had to drill holes at either side of the bone. So the bone's grafted, if you will. Drill either side and put the 4 ligaments together, clap them, and then loop them around and stitch. Thank you very much. The downside is it's going to take about 2 to 3 months longer than it ordinarily would, but it tells me I'll be able to go good again.
Good, everyone's good.
I've got a lot of good. Apparently he's the man in elbows. He does pictures, baseball pictures. You're supposed to go somewhere too. So for some
How long before you're back?
I've been told that I could probably start to train with weights in January and arm wrestle maybe April, May. So April sounds good.
So will you be like Crazy George where you can't straighten your arm?
Yeah, I got the same problem. Yeah, but Crazy George has some steel. I get arthrosis, I get the same problem, look.
The physio is a killer. It's weird. It's the weirdest feeling. I can feel it like a sponge Crazy George now. Hope so. We can have a Crazy George off. Yeah, just both hang back.
We are going to be three Crazy George.
Sit there like that. I'll grow a tash and everything.
We're going to bend.
Yeah, we'll grow
I'll try it. It's working well.
I didn't bounce on him though. I tried once and it didn't happen, so I let him have it.
The best one I ever saw.
Well, he did the same thing to Vepkia, Simkaraza. Did you ever pull Vepkia from Georgia?
Which one?
Simkaraza, Vepkia, Simkaraza. Good.
He's a lot easier to beat out of a strap than in one, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I had never seen nobody beat Ron Bath like that in the hook. Just.
Usmanov's strong, and remember, Usmanov was weighing 100 kilos in Vegas. Now he's back to his native weight. Usmanov, when you go and watch him in Russia, he's pulling 110. What? I don't know what he weighs, but he looks back to like 130. Very powerful bloke.
Does he have a weakness? Can he be top rope?
Yes. Yeah. Are you feeling fast?
I'm feeling healed, yes.
You're feeling healed?
You see how big he is? You see how big he is, Neil? Have you noticed he's 235 pounds?
I don't.
His ankles wide. Yeah, right.
Great, get it over with quick.
Stop Semerenko before the off.
I'm planning on moving before he moves.
Zloty Tour, since it started, has represented the top Eastern European pullers going against the rest of the world. There's a lot of myth and legend surrounding Eastern European arm wrestlers, and there's a lot of reason why that is, because when you go to European Championships, World Championships, you can hear a lot of Russian national anthems and Ukrainian national anthems played. And the guys that you've got here are sort of the top exponents of arm wrestling from Eastern Europe. And it's nice to see the top American guys coming over and other people from around Europe as well. Andreas Rundstrom, some of the top Western Europeans. And this is it. This is the cream of the crop. The top guys should be here. They're usually here and have been for the last few years. And it's developing into like the holy grail of pro arm wrestling. It's taking over from where the Yukon Jack left off. So I have been involved in the fight sports, combat sports for a lot of years as a professional MC and presenter. And it's a natural transition from that. I've always enjoyed combat sports, and I've presented and MC'd in combat sports for a lot of years. And if I can lend anything to arm wrestling from that, then I'll be a fool not to. I love arm wrestling. It's close to my heart. It's my sport. So I like talking about it. I like watching it. Try and combine the two. And I'm getting old now and falling to bits. So it might be all there is left. So I'm going to be doing some tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to it actually. MCing tomorrow night. I get a ringside seat as well, which is the best thing about it. You get right at the side of the table. So it should be good. Without a doubt, if you look at the history of Zloty Tour, it's featured the top Eastern European pullers at all weight divisions. It's nice to see it's expanding a little bit now in terms of the weight categories. It's good to see the 86 kilo go in there this year. But represented top to bottom, you've got the top pullers in the world from Eastern Europe. Not as many as of the top Americans, but if you're going to bring a couple.
What is the overall opinion perspective from the Eastern pullers? What do they think of the U.S. team? Do they have high respect? Are they intimidated at all?
Yes,
no respect for the masses. Much respect for the few.
I think to be perfectly honest, there's probably a little bit of give and take.
You're afraid.
Both ways. I think in the main, some of the US pullers would have a lot of respect and a little bit of nervousness about some of the top Eastern Europeans. There's a definite cultural difference. If you go to Russia and to a lot of the countries in Eastern Europe, there's a different culture in terms of the people. The way they speak to you is different. I think both sets of arm wrestlers respect each other very much, but I don't think that either one really thinks they have an overall dominance. I think the Russians and the Ukrainians would feel they hold a certain dominance over the rest of Europe, not over the USA. And this is a place to prove it. Absolutely. Arm wrestling is arm wrestling worldwide, unless somebody can tell me different. I think if you don't go to the table believing that you're going to win, you're in the wrong game. Perfectly honest, arm wrestling is a combat sport, and a combat athlete's best friend and worst enemy is yourself. So if you're going up there and you're not believing in yourself, then there's something wrong. Everybody's going to question themselves at some point in their life, and when you go to an arm wrestling table, it's a pretty good place to start. Most people will have done it and will do it again, but I think most people, when they get to a certain level, you know your own form, you know what you're capable of on any given day, and if you're prepared for the competition, there's no reason why you shouldn't go up there feeling confident, and that's probably why the two athletes that we're talking about, John and Travis, do feel confident, because why not? The records speak for themselves, they do. pulling off matches against the best guys in the world all over the world. So if I was in the same position, I'm sure I'd be confident too.
Brilliant. How many reruns? 40, 50 reruns? Of all the show? I mean, so 150.
And is this sort of like national release?
Yeah, it's national. It's
Tremendous.
ESPN every
Wish we got that in the UK. I'd love that. True. We don't get it.
when you take the piss.
And I'm very intense when I arm wrestle, so I'm wrestling like as hard as I can, flat out, nuts to the ball, and I'm sort of dying to pick this guy because it's a tough match, you know what I mean? Anyway, there's a referee, I don't know his name, but the US guy, no offence, but I don't know his name, but he wasn't calling the pin, and you know, when you're up there, you want it to be a pin even if it didn't, and I'm like, that's a fucking pin.
You're in the tournament?
Oh yeah, we're big Paul. I don't know his name is this guy, and I've got him cranked.
So he won the world
my
the year before.
bollocks off to pin him. And I'm saying to the referee, it's a pin, that's a pin. And he's going on, and I'm going, fucking hell, how far do you want it? I said, are you blind, you daft bastard? Like that. Anyway, I pin it, then he give it, come up, and the guy I'm pulling thinks that I've been shouting stuff at him because he understands some English, some not, you know.
Of course.
And he says, no, call me a fuck. And I said, what I just said to him, in the heat of the moment, fuck off, you prick, I'm talking. Next thing you know, we're nearly fighting, you know, and I'm in them, you know, so I'm like, blowing up, and then I'm like, don't be a prick. Anyway, I get down on the bottom, and it flared up into something ridiculous. But there were a couple of people, I'm not going to talk about on camera because it's disrespectful, but it got ridiculous. Like, we're talking death threats and stuff.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what? Hang on a minute, if you want to have a fight, I'll fight you. And either you beat fuck out me, or I beat fuck out you. Well, that's it, you know what I mean?
Let's call our armies out. Let's get it out of here.
It was just ridiculous. People were like, right, that's it, I'm going to kill your family.
You already won our independence from your country.
That's right.
In Switzerland, Geneva, 60 different nationalities. So I have contact with every kind of people. So I know they're reacting. So I know with some kind of people, I cannot say or I cannot act the same with other people. And this is the problem with New Zealand. We have to be like that.
State and church separate.
Yeah, I just hate to see people kiss England's ass, and they keep on, and they don't even know why. They're just because they'd rather stay on his good side. You know what I mean?
What's up, man? I would friggin' kill you.
Man, that motherfucker. I wish that motherfucker would stop touching me.
I want to stay on your good side. You don't want me fucking ears coming off. Let me in the ass.
Did you do the way?
No, I don't want to tell you. That's about it. I do not want to die.
The jihad, right here. This is where the jihad
I'll grow my own beard, anything.
Ducking around. I mean, you can't get a motherfucking American to pull another American. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it takes to get two people to show up and pull each other. I'd be like, listen, could you please? Yeah. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Oh man, gotta go grocery shopping that day. Maybe we can reschedule it some other time. Man, especially with the lighter guys. Oh my God! You get Chad Silvers to come out of South Carolina, you did something. I begged that man for 3 years before he showed up.
That's a mental thing. I mean, especially someone with the success that Egan's had. I mean, you've had all that success, and now you're starting to think.
Yeah, to be honest, it's a shame that Engen, you know, you can say what you want about the bloke, and back love him or hate him.
I like him.
You get to you can't not the fact that the bloke is good. He's bloody good. You know what I mean? And you do get people who are going on there, whether it's Engen, whether it's Gashevsky, whether it's, not to be honest, not so much yourself, but anybody who you might have some kind of a personal grudge with or a personal battle with, and they would degrade what they put. It's not, it's bollocks, that's not, you know. And at the end of the day, that's sad really as well, because if you're looking at a guy, any guy, that's got a 10-year career or more, and has been competing at the highest level for 10 years, for me, that bloke's nothing to prove anymore. I mean that. Andreas Rundström gets pissed. He goes and he doesn't train and but in my book, he's one of the best middleweight arm wrestlers ever. I really believe that. When he's on, he's mega.
Yeah, to me, Andreas Rundström is terrible. I've never seen him win one time unless I watched a highlight film when I was 12 or something. He won. He beat Dave Patton and Denny DeBrell. That's the claim to fame. I have never in my fucking life seen him beat another person. I've never seen nobody get so much credit for for pulling somebody good. You like it? Oh man, Andreas, you stopped him. You're the greatest. I think that a WAF world title is the easiest place to go get a big false sense of who you are. Because I don't know who's there.
Yeah, that's it. But just because you don't know who's there,
I don't know them. The only people who are there is who get financed to go there, or unless they're like Pascal and they got all kinds of money.
What about the year you were there, though?
Right. Only reason I went there is because Dave DeVoto paid for my trip.
No, but you're missing the point there. What I'm saying is, the year you were there, if somebody's won that title and they've kicked your ass to do it, would you then say, bollocks, it's
oh, no, I think they were strong that day.
There's
but
10,000 guys out there.
I only pulled 4 times. I pulled 4 times that day.
Whether you respect them or you don't respect them, some of them are good, mate.
I pulled 4 matches. The first match was against a Turkish guy that didn't even know how to arm wrestle. Second match against Craig Boyce, who I pull 3 times a year, whenever I want, can beat him every time easy. Fourth match was against Arekle when he didn't even go. And then my last match was against a 218-pound guy who people think is the greatest arm wrestler ever lived. He didn't even know how to arm wrestle that day. The only thing he did was after that day, he went and put on 45 fucking pounds and became a monster. And then still, he was this much better than me last year at the Zloty.
Is arm wrestling about
he was like
the best arm wrestler, or is it being the strongest?
Well, I think that his strength level, I think that his strength level was beyond anybody else's arm strength level last year. Because he's really not that. I can take that match to him anywhere I want. I can make him beat me inside, outside, whatever. He waited to see what I wanted to do, and then he had to counter it.
Yes, that's true.
Right, every time. And that's pretty much the way it is with everyone. He's the only one that sometimes, Dave Randall used to, when I was younger, make me pull his way. He made me pull his way a couple times. But besides that, everyone else is at my mercy to decide how to lose or how to win.
Yeah, but you've got, most people you'll find that you're pulling, Travis, what you're overlooking is you're super wrapped up in your own confidence. It's your biggest weapon. But one of the things you overlook, and one of the things you should be confident about, is because most people can't stop you from doing that. 2 reasons. Number 1, you're a big bastard. And number 2, you're fast. So if you're faster, fast, big bastard. So basically, you are basically you are taking the match to most guys anyway, whether they like it or not. And a lot of people, once they've pulled you once or seen you pull once, know that. And you're making yourself larger than life, and there's a shitload of marketing behind it at the moment, which again is great for you because you can talk all you want. And there's a lot of guys that mouth just like you do and go on just like you do, but the camera isn't on them. And when the camera's not on them, their character's not intense about it.
Yeah,
in my opinion, you spot on a go because you're entertaining to watch. I've missed besides watching lots of times. Very funny bloke. But at the end of the day, people do see that, and it does create myth and legend in their mind, and they go up there, pat the kicks, they go, oh yeah, this Travis Bagent, he's going to hit 100 miles an hour, and let's face it, you're not bad.
I think that the only time you can say someone's good is when there's money on the line and whoever wins the money. 3 weight classes, whoever the money is the man. When there's, and I don't care whose money, when it's your money, you really are going to show up. But when it's someone else's money, you'll still pull because you need the money.
I can't say that at all. Because
I don't think there should ever be considered.
A guy who's minted off his tits has more money than he wants. I know a guy personally who's a fighter, and he's a millionaire. He owns like 9 nightclubs in London.
Right.
You don't need money.
But he beats the guy who does need the money.
Yeah, but
that's what makes him awesome.
All he wants to do is he loves fighting. Right. He wants to be a competitive fighter. His dream is to be the guy coming down the ramp with the lights on him. That's what he wants to do. Right. You can't tell me. You're confident in you, and I don't doubt who you are. You've proved it, done it, said it. You can be whoever you want. Great, good on you. Who are you? You can't tell you about the motivation of another man, mate.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a man who's a different man to you.
Right, yeah, I'm just telling you my opinion.
Fair dues.
Right. My opinion is couple weight classes, money, the winner's the best. I mean, WF titles, he's ranked, he's the lowest, he is the same as the 20-year-old who won his first one.
Yeah, but that doesn't discredit a WF title, it's just that John Brzenk didn't go to it.
Right, so,
anybody who knows his ass
right,
his
so
elbow,
anybody who ever
John
won,
Brzenk did go to that, money and money, chances are yes.
I can't give anybody the credit for winning the 100-kilogram world title if he wasn't there. I can't say that you're the world champion, you're the best at 100 kilograms. Because if he didn't show up, because it cost him $3,000 to take that $6 medal home, then I don't blame him for not going.
The reality of the situation is, Travis, that had John gone to that tournament, we would have known, but he didn't, so he won't. So the guy that did is world champion. John knew the world was on that day,
but you said, what you said is that whoever wins it is the man. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
he's the world champion because he pulled the world championships.
Right, but in other words, they get to do all the bragging.
You think to yourself that he's going to be the best arm wrestler in the world. I'd agree entirely.
I think Engen's situation is what made him win all those world titles. I think that if I'd have been a Turkish guy and I would have got paid to go represent, then I would have been there every year. It'd have been the one tournament that I was waiting for. I wasn't waiting for the Arnold or Vegas or whatever. I was waiting on the World Championships.
To say that Engin Terzic has not beaten good men and the best men to win his world titles is just not fair. It's rubbish.
Well, I know. I just would like to know who has he beaten.
If you look at any weight class, you can by the same token that what you're talking about now, you can say, okay, let's look at the 90 or 100 kilo weight category. Okay, and who is unarguably the best arm wrestler in that class? John. I don't think there's many men who contest that. He is. At the end of the day, pulled everywhere, pulls up weights, down weights, everywhere you want, kicks your tits in. That's it, fair enough. How many other guys fall into that category? Travis, name them.
Yeah, he is the man, 143, 154. But he won't take on competition. He won't be like, oh, you're the new up-and-coming guy. Let's go, me and you.
He pulled
Best 3 out of 5.
at the Europeans, and he went up to 75 kilos to pull, went up to 75 to pull Svetan, who in my opinion, at that time, was the best 75 kilo puller that I was aware of. Engin went up, pulled him, he lost the pull, but it wasn't an easy match for Svetan. It was a tough pull. Now, if you can give Svetan a tough pull at his weight, in my book, you're tough.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think that there's many people. I think that Engin, Svetan, John, there's the 3 main people.
But if you look at those weight categories and you look in John's weight class, arm wrestling by its very nature is a combat sport. You've no excuses. When you win, you win. You lose, and everybody starts talking about you either way. So then you get to a situation where the pressure comes on you if you do start to lose, and that does scare a lot of athletes away. Other circumstances do too, and that just fuels the fire. But you can't discredit guys for not showing up at every competition. Over a period of 10 years, you will see who is a good bowler and who's not.
You know, it's snowing the 3 days out there, and I'm stuck in that hotel in that airport in the short sleeve.
Who can beat anybody over here? We got over 200-pound guys that can compete.
Cobra always used to be sort of.
Yeah, but he's like
unpatterned.
He's like fair, 1 year. And then you might not see him, you know what I mean?
Cobra
as well
isn't there anymore. He's not
early 90s and late 80s, the level was not the same as now.
Oh, exactly.
I can tell you on the early 90s, Cobra was incredibly strong.
Yeah.
But it was not Russian, it was not Ukrainian, and it was not.
He did win in '99. He won in Russia in '99. That was impressive.
He won in '99.
He beat that guy. Yeah, but 2000 was weak. He just beat that Turkish guy. But he beat the Russian with the burn.
Casimir, he's 75 kg.
He's pretty good too, right?
His name is Casimir.
Karasai. No. I know you mean.
Casimir is really strong, but he's side.
Right.
Shamil Karasai.
Yeah, Shamil Karasai. But I can tell you, the best match ever I seen at Cuba was 1992 in the Royal Geneva with the Georgian. Georgian was a beast.
He was an animal.
Cuba holding him like this for 5 minutes. And it was fair, because he knows that if he loses his hand, it will be over, His match.
Cobra won, but he couldn't. He was hitting on this guy for days and couldn't pin him. The Georgian was flattened off, and his arm was super strong. Strong boy.
But the same the match between Patton and Cobra in the world.
I heard Cobra got screwed there, didn't he?
He did. He won in Houston. He won.
You gotta have the camera rolling, motherfucker. You can't just make me repeat my shit.
Chan's voice and Travis.
Well, let me ask you this.
Chan's telling me to do something. Allie's just screaming, and Travis is rooting for the other guy every single
You're always
time.
up there with my boy Salash. You know, that's my man.
Well, let me ask you this. Does anybody tomorrow know who Todd Hutchings is? Does he have that surprise factor?
I don't know. I can't imagine Igor didn't tell Rustam right now.
Rustam is just, he's pumping the weights.
But is anybody giving this man credit over there? Tomorrow. Any of your competitors?
He's the dark horse.
Yeah. Nah, he's a #2 favorite guy in the fucking place. Everyone's going to know Rustam is going to be the favorite, then Todd. And Ed Arnold. I would have fucking threw them fucking guys off the fucking stage.
So do you think, what if, Travis, what if Jerry Cataract don't even show up?
Oh, he'll show up.
He'll show up?
If anybody doesn't show up, it'll be me. Just, I mean, something could happen to me this weekend. I mean, there's way more competition here than, like, Jerry Cataract could not win the Zloty tour this year.
So you were an over the top. No, you would just throw them off the stage, just bam.
Man, everybody's better a year later than they were the year before. That's the way it is in life.
Man,
how are you feeling fast, man? Peak level, you cannot be constantly stronger and ready and not intimidated at all about the environment. Flourish in the environment. Come right out, pretend I'm in my fucking living room. You'll never know. Get your slippers on in your pipe. So everyone else is like, they're walking there like, oh God, what's this? What's going on? You fucking own that fucking place.
Semarenko and you, first in. If he hits on you and you pull him back, fair play to you.
Oh yeah, I don't foresee that happening.
You got to get off first. As simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm going to get off first. I got off first. I get off first every match.
Let's face it. You've got big leverage advantage over him, so you should. Yeah. To be honest, you should. If you're going in,
and then he's going to be like, I wasn't ready. Walk away just like that. Style right there. Double fucking hands in there. And then I might go to the one hand. Yeah, Big John is sitting over there. You see? He can sit on it. But I think Semarenko will pull Usmanov well in the hook. I think they'll pull.
What, if it stops?
Yeah, 15 seconds before he'll pull.
Usmanov in Vegas was 220. He was 100 kilos. There's no way that man's 100 kilos here. I don't know what he weighs, but he's well above that. I'd put him at at least 112.
He wanted to be. The class was 110.
He has not got any weight here. Usmanov, that's his native weight. He's like he's over 110 anyway. I don't know what.
Why did he be 220 in Vegas? I mean, why did he come in heavier? The class was 240.
I mean, anybody who would come over here and not be ready is crazy. I mean, especially as far as I came.
First time, this is, well, at least competition.
Yeah. What did I do, Gary? You know?
I want to go to the Arnold Classic.
Oh, yeah, I went to the Mohegan Sun.
I can only go to the Arnold Classic or Vegas. I can only do one or the lack of.
I think you should do the Arnold.
Because I've been to Vegas before, so
yes. Let me tell you something. You go to that Arnold, you are going to be impressed by how many people are watching you arm wrestle.
Yeah,
incredible.
Because
but Vegas is cool too. I mean.